Loosey goosey. Loosey goosey. You know where that's from? School of Rock. I love that. Okay. Ready?
Yes. Welcome to IRL.
Lower energy. Off with that. Come on now.
Okay.
This isn't some retirement home podcast.
That's true. Can you slap me?
Huh? Slap the Slap me.
Well, that's good enough.
High me up. Oh, my ears are ringing. All right, we got this. Let's go.
Welcome to IRL, sponsored by HTC, a podcast about immersion, realities, life, and everything in between.
As we both work in tech, we thought it'd be a fun idea to break down how tech has influenced our lives.
Every week, we'll talk about a topic's past, present, and future. My name is Anthea.
And my name is Matthew. So what are we going to be talking about this week? Time out. Don't you think this is a little bare? Like, there's nothing here. It's kind of boring. I think we need to add something. Since we're sponsored by HTC, I think we should add some HTC stuff here. What do you think?
Like what?
I don't know, like a headset, like the Vive XR or like the Focus Vision, just to kind of spice up the place, you know? You don't think so?
I'm sure, why not?
Okay. Well, let us know in the comments what you want to put in the middle. Okay, sorry. So what are we talking about this week?
We're talking about New Year's resolution.
Whoa! Is that why our background for the audio listeners? Our background is like a little fireworks going on. There's fireworks in the background.
Yes.
So is that why it's fireworks, like celebrating the New Year's?
Yes, but it's already been like what, 3 weeks into the New Year's?
Yes, it is.
However, I think resolution is very important because, or personally, I'm very interested in talking about resolution or like specifically New Year's resolution because I've always struggled to like stick to like my goals or like my plans.
Yeah.
Or like I struggle to like even, let's say I do maintain or I do like start doing like, let's say workout. Okay. I start working out for like what, the first like 3 months, maybe in the 4th month.
Yeah.
Like I get tired or I have like other reasons.
Yeah.
I ended up like not sticking to my goal or like my target.
Okay, come on. Don't lie to us. You quit not in month 3. You quit like month 1, right?
Or maybe like first 2 weeks.
First 2 weeks, okay. So actually, this is very interesting. So why are we talking about New Year's resolutions kind of mid-January, right? For me, it's because just because you quit doesn't mean you can't start again, right? So actually, January 10th is National Quitters Day. Do you know what that is?
January 10th?
Yes, sir.
Wait, where is this coming from?
This is an official day called National Quitters Day, and it was started by Strava. You know the running app Strava?
No.
So it's Strava is like a running app that like it kind of tracks your routes, tracks your like running.
Like the Nike app?
Yeah. So National Quitters Day was actually started by Strava, and Strava basically hired a bunch of researchers, and they found out that for New Year's resolutions, the time that is most likely for people to quit is the
January 10th.
second Friday of the month.
And that's January 10th.
Yeah, so this year it's January 10th, but every year is different.
Okay.
But on the second Friday of the month of the year, people start, I think it was 80% of the people quit their New Year's resolutions. So the reason why I thought it'd be fun to talk about New Year's resolutions isn't because we're late and we forgot to talk about New Year's resolutions. It's because that, just because you quit, you can start again. Like I've quit. I'm going to be honest with you. I've quit most of my resolutions, but I plan to start again. Yeah.
But do you know why people like, why we have or why we set New Year's resolution? Have you ever thought about like why like the New Year's seems to be like a good place to start?
Well, I think it's because people see this as like a new chapter in their life, right? Like, when you flip a new page, that's maybe every day. But when it's like a chapter, people think, oh, it's time to start something fresh. Is that true?
So, let me explain. So there's this effect called fresh start effect.
Okay. Creative name.
So There's a study on this. There's an article that was written about this phenomenon called temporal landmark.
Okay.
Okay. Have you heard of this before?
I have never heard of this in my life.
So basically, temporal landmark indicates a significant point in your life where you can leave the past behind and start anew. So it doesn't have to be like a new year. It could be your birthday. It could be a new semester. It could be Mondays. Like for people, a lot of people, Monday is like a fresh start. Yeah. So that's why we have New Year's resolution.
Oh, so it's like everyone's major temporal landmark, basically.
Yeah. Or like for me, it used to be a temporal landmark. But I think as I grew older, because I have this issue when I was young, is that when I have a New Year resolution goal, right?
Yeah.
And I fail second week, you know, I give up completely.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, I'll just do this next year. Or I'll just wait until next year to like set this goal again. But I think after like, you know, getting older, I realized every Monday is my temporal landmark.
Okay. So it's like a mental thing for you to reset, kind of. No, I like that because I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions purely because people think like, oh, once you fail, try again next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like the mental like effect where you feel like I failed, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think temporal landmarks are very interesting because actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you was like, when in your head do you think that you start a new chapter? So for you, you say you start every Monday, right?
For me, it's
which
Monday,
is crazy, like the most healthy thing I've ever heard. But for me, honestly, I don't really care too much. I don't really prioritize my New Year's resolutions because for me, my temporal landmark would be on my birthday. So when I have my birthday, July 8th, 1999, please comment down below, happy birthday. So like on those days, like on my birthday, that is when I kind of restart my cycle. Like, okay, like this year I've turned a new age. I want to start fresh. I want to do a lot more things. Whereas for New Year's, it's just for me, it's more like, oh, like cool. You know, you drink a little bit, you check out some fireworks, and then you kind of keep going with your life. So for me, it's more so like I start at then like
your birthday.
Yeah.
No, but for your birthday, do you think it's easier for you to stick to your goals?
100%.
A lot easier?
Yeah.
Do you mind like sharing some of your goals from last year?
Well, I'll get to that in the end because I have a list of all my New Year's resolutions, which I kind of so I have a list of New Year's resolutions that I made for myself, but essentially it's kind of from my birthday. My temporal landmark is my birthday, so on my 25th birthday, I set a bunch of these goals. So I'll read them to you.
Well, because I'm asking this because I'm curious, because it's been like what, half a year now since your birthday. Have you like given up or stopped any of your goals or resolution?
I think I'm a realist, so I understand that just because you kind of quit halfway through doesn't mean you can pick it back. You can't pick it back up again. So for me, I have achieved some of the goals, but some of them I'm still working on. I realize that, I might have set goals that were a little bit too high for me. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
So basically, even though I restart every Monday, I still set like a year-long goal or like something I want to achieve. So my sister, she introduced me to this resolution thing called TikTok bingo resolution, or like bingo resolution. It doesn't have to be on TikTok. It's called.
But she got it from TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you heard of this before, the bingo resolution.
Is it just like bingoing resolutions?
Well, yes, but you have to be even more specific. So you know how to play bingo, right? You have to like get 5 in a straight line or like horizontal, vertical, sideways. Basically, you would write like 25. Or I guess
5 times 5.
5 times 5, yeah, 25. And then for each bingo square, you write, let's say for me, I want to work out more.
Yeah.
Instead of writing work out more, you have to write something like, oh, I want to run a marathon, a 5K marathon, or I want to run 3K. So you have to be very specific.
Like quantify your goals, kind of.
Yeah, or like be very like specific about your goals, right? So another one would be, let's say I want to read more books. Instead of writing, read more books. I'll write, I want to finish 5 books.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then
I like that.
at the end of the year, you see how many like lines you've crossed and achieved your being goals. Yeah.
For sure.
It's like gamifying.
Yeah, I think gamifying these resolutions is a very good way of kind of keeping to them because it makes it a little bit more fun. But I think what you said was very interesting, like quantifying it, because I think quantifying things is very, very important for the mind, because read more books, define more books, right? Like lose weight, or how much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think quantifying it makes it very easily achievable. Like, oh, I've achieved it today. Oh, I did it, you know? So I think, yeah, that does sound really fun. So do you have a TikTok bingo resolutions list?
Yes. So I basically made one. And then like you also have to be realistic about your goals too. Like other than quantifying, you also have to, so let's say if I quantify like, oh, I want to run like a 20K marathon. But for someone like me who has not trained at all for like a marathon before, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Right. So then your goals, like, we're like, I want to read 100 books. Is that realistic? Maybe not, like depending on your habit before then.
For me, I think everyone's different, right? For me, quantifying it, although it makes it easier to count whether or not I've achieved this, I personally don't like goals that are that direct or that, like straight to the point, because for me, I'm very competitive and I'm also a sleaze bag, so I cheat. So like if it's like 100, let's say 100 books, then what if I read the McDonald's menu? That's a book. You know
Or
what
like
I mean?
Kids book.
Yeah, so I think when I quantify it, if I realize that it's not achievable, I'll start cutting corners because that's just how I am.
Yeah.
So for me, throughout the years, I've realized that personally quantifying it doesn't work because it just makes me think of ways to kind of achieve it without actually doing the work.
Yeah.
So for me, I always at the end of the year, for me, it would be at the end of my 25th birthday. 25th year on Earth. I would kind of sit down and kind of go through my resolutions and see, what did I achieve? What was I close to? What couldn't I do? And that would impact my next year's resolutions.
But, the reason why a lot of times we don't stick to our resolution is also the lack of planning. So
sure.
Let's say we're very specific, right? We want to do a 3K or a 5K. It sounds more reasonable or realistic, right? But how are you going to do the 5K? You kind of have to plan it out, right? You can't just say like, I want to lose like 3 kg or like 10 pounds, something like that. You have to plan what you're going to do. You have to get down to this like
specifics,
the details.
Yeah.
You have to be very detailed about like how you're going to achieve that. So I don't know if you heard about this framework called SMART, SMART.
Smart. Probably
it's
not.
It's used in originally it was used in a corporate environment. Or like this appeared first in I think 1981.
Oh.
From a management review book. Basically, S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. A stands for achievable. R is relevant, and T is time bound. So basically, let me break it down to you and like with an example. Okay, 5K. Let's do the 5K.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to run 5K. That's my specific goal. And then for M, measurable, then I'll be like, every week I'll run 3 times and write down how much I ran or like calculate my distance. And then achievable, I will say something like, I want to run like 1 mile for, not 1 mile, maybe like 2 miles for this week, 3 miles the week after, right? So you're getting closer
Micro
to
goals.
Yeah. And then relevant, why are you doing this? I want to run 5K because it's good for my health and just good for my overall well-being. And then time bound, you have to give yourself like a deadline.
Yeah.
Like, when are you going to achieve this by? End of the year? Maybe not, right? We want to achieve this maybe April, right? We have 3 months to train.
Yeah.
So I want to run 5 kilometers by April 23rd, 2025.
I see. So like just kind of, it's not just setting a goal, it's setting how you're going to achieve the goal.
Yeah.
And using this framework could help with just, leaving nothing up to the imagination, right? Like getting every detail down. That way you can hold yourself accountable, right?
Yeah.
I think keeping like accountability is very important. And I mean, we're talking about how to keep your resolutions steady, right? Like how to follow through with your resolutions. I think one of the ways is to kind of get your friends involved. Because some people kind of announce it on social media as a way to help them do this. But what I do is with the things that I want to achieve, I kind of tell my friends to help them keep me accountable, right?
Yeah.
Especially like dieting or weight loss. Every year, it's the same one. And I always achieve this weight one. But I think I achieve it because I tell my friends about it. So every year I try and lose however many kilograms. And how I do it is I tell my friends that this is the goal that I want to achieve. So please help me out. So, if we're hanging out and if we're, maybe drinking sometimes and, you get hungry afterwards. So, I like want to go for like a Macca's run or like something to eat, some fast food. They'll like remind me like, hey, stop that,
Yeah.
And it always kind of keeps me in line because ultimately you're only one person, right? And sometimes you have temptations, and having people around you, like a nice kind of foundation around you to keep your resolutions straight is very helpful for me.
It's interesting because I've heard about that like strategy to like tell people or like announce it either on social media or to your friends and family.
Yeah.
But I kind of disagree with that method because this sounds, I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like when you're announcing it, you're like, there's people out there that's not going to want you to do well. You know what I mean? This sounds like some kind of like...
No, I agree. No, you're right.
It's like people are like, oh, like let's say you announce you want to lose like 5 kg, okay, for example. And people are just like, huh?
Not enough, fatty.
Or like not like that, not like that, but more like because like you're telling it to your friends or family, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that you're gonna have like bad friends, but there are people who'll be like, oh, again, like isn't that your goal every year? Like you know what I mean? It's like
some negativity.
Yeah. Like that negative energy will be there. So like for me, I don't like to announce or like I don't like to show people my New Year resolution goals.
Huh? Interesting.
Because you never know.
Like you think it affects like the negativity or whatever emotion they have, it'll affect your goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So let's say like for me, if I go out with my friends and I tell them like I'm gonna lose weight, for example, and then they see me eating McDonald's, they go like, "Aren't you trying to lose weight? Why are you eating McDonald's?" Like, I'm not gonna be in a good mood afterwards.
I feel like it ruins
my mood. Or like so I'm pointing out like, oh, weren't you trying to do that like 5K run? What happened to that?
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I understand.
Yeah, no, but I think it's funny because like I read somewhere that telling people around you is a way to like keep your like New Year resolution goals or like keep yourself like accountable, right? But I really think it's not the case for me.
I think it just depends on how your friends are telling you. So for me, I think I'm a very positive person. So whenever they say things like that, I think of it like, oh, they're just trying to help me and kind of keep my, keep to my resolutions.
Yeah.
And I'm also a very competitive guy. So when they say that, it gets me a little bit hyped up, right? And I do tell them, like, I actually have an alert. Like I have an alert with my friends is that I tell them like, if you think, because I have weight problems because I love eating and my weight kind of goes up and down, up and down. So I tell them like constantly, like, if you tell me that I'm like getting a little tubby or whatever, like it's not an insult. It's a reminder. Like I'm very thankful for this.
Yeah.
So whenever I get these comments or whenever I get whatever, for me, it's just like, okay, they're just trying to help out. Like I understand. Thank you for the reminder. But I do see like, maybe if it's not weight, maybe if it's like you said, maybe read some books. And if you keep on getting egged on like, oh, why are you not reading, idiot? it kind of does hurt, or it kind of affects your mood sometimes.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that. I think it depends on what goals, right? Like what resolutions you want your friends to keep you accountable for.
Yeah. I think another method would be, instead of telling your friends, have them do it with you. Or if that's also their goal, right? Like running a marathon. Have a friend who's also interested in running a marathon with you.
Yeah. Or
and then train together.
Yeah. Or like having an adjacent goal.
Yeah.
Like, so fun story. This was last year actually. I have two friends of mine. They wanted to gain weight, but in a healthy way. So they wanted to gain muscle. For me, I wanted to lose weight. I don't have muscle, so there was no muscle to lose. So just lose weight. Like that was my goal. So I remember that time I was at 81 kilograms, I think. And my friends were at 67, 66 or 67. And we kind of kept each other accountable. So I was like, okay, what about this? How about the first person to get to 70 kilograms? The other two people have to buy the winner like a meal, like a fancy meal. And I think that really helped us achieve all of our goals because it motivates us, right? And even though our goals were different, theirs was to gain weight, mine is to lose weight, completely opposite. But like setting a goal for all of us and having a kind of like some friendly competition, it helped me achieve it. Like I think I'm also very competitive. So I think I achieved it in 2 months, 2.5 months.
And
I
you
lost.
won the competition.
Yeah, I won. And they still haven't given me my meal. But, like stuff like that, for me, I think my friends really do help me with this. So interesting, we're talking about accountability. There's this app called StickK with 2 Ks. Like, I don't know why 2 Ks. It's like 1 K from being dangerously weird. So it's 2 Ks, and it's an app that it keeps you accountable, or it helps to keep you accountable. So what happens is you set a goal, and you set a referee, and you set a financial like penalty. So 2 things. So it's kind of like a contract, right?
Okay.
So in a contract, there's a person that decides if you fulfill the contract, and there's a penalty or something. There's a reward, right? Like if you get there.
Yeah.
So what happens on StickK is that you set like a money amount, and you set a person that decides whether or not you achieved your goal. And if you don't, or if you do, you can get money sent to your favorite charity.
Yeah.
Or anti-charity, right?
Okay.
Like let's say you just hate eating meat, right? And so you set up a goal like if you don't achieve your New Year's resolutions, you donate $100 to the National Meat Eating Foundation. So like stuff like that, it kind of pumps you up, right? Because you want to defend your values, defend your morals and stuff like that. And studies were done that I think you're 3 times more likely to achieve your goals if you have a referee, someone to keep you accountable. And you're also 2 times more likely to achieve your resolutions if there's like a financial stake involved, because no one wants to lose money, right?
Yeah.
So that's an app that I'm too poor to check that out. I don't have money to give to charities, but I think that would be a good way to keep people accountable. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using, this is a popular app, Duolingo.
Yeah.
The language app. I like how the gamification of the app,
Yeah.
like the streak. Like I'm currently on my day, 600 something.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Good job.
I'm like so scared to lose my streak that like I constantly remind myself to like do like my Duolingo. And like I may not be doing the same language. Like I started out with French, and then I switched to Korean in between, and then I switched to Japanese. But like it's keeping that streak going.
Yeah. No, like gamification is a great way to kind of keep it going, right? So when you switch languages, does your streak restart?
No, as long as you finish like a course, like one lesson,
Okay.
you get the streak.
So as long as you're on the app learning a language,
Yes.
you get the streak.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool because I was doing a little bit of research and I found a lot of apps are actually gamifying resolutions or gamifying these habits. There's an app that I want to check out. I have it downloaded, but I haven't used it yet. It's called Habit Rabbit or Rabbit Habit. Habit Rabbit.
Was it new?
Yeah, it's a new app.
Okay.
But essentially it's like a game, right? You know those like really stupid, like you don't have to use your head, you just kind of tap and you like collect gold.
Yeah.
Games like that. It's kind of like that where every day you set tasks every day to do. And when you check one off, you get some gold or you get a little bit of experience and you can upgrade your rabbit's house. Kind of like, you know, like a simple game, like Tamagotchi style, like, you know, so every day you check the app, you tick off the stuff that you've done and you can buy new clothes, you can upgrade the house. And I think that is a very positive way of like positive affirmations, right? Like telling you to keep going, motivating yourself. Like
positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Like make sure you get your stuff done.
Yeah. And there's another app, I forgot what the name is, but also it's like, you know, you like have an avatar and when you finish these achievements or like when you finish these resolutions every day, like mini tasks every day, you get a little bit of gold to like kind of buy stuff like RPG style, right? Saving up for like some weapons or whatever. Yeah. I just think that's a very smart idea because gamifying things, I mean, it just works, right? Like you're here learning 3 languages because you want to keep a digital streak going. Yeah. Which is amazing, right?
Yeah. And I think another method is I think this is also considered gamification. It's like competition.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, right? Like for you, you're very competitive.
Yeah. That fuels me.
For you to actually like maintain or like achieve your goal, like making it into like a competing game is the way to do it. So like for the TikTok, the bingo resolution, my sister and her husband, they're competing to see who gets more bingos.
Okay.
So they each have their own goal. So it's not like one same bingo card, but like they each have their own bingo cards, and then they're gonna see like at the end of the year who has more lines. So I think that's like another way, like find a friend to compete with.
No, that's really cool. Sounds like a drinking game. You know, like how just everyone competing to do something. That's great. So are they like taking this very seriously? I think so. Is there something on the line? Is there a steak dinner on the line?
You mean like winning?
Yeah. Or, is there like a reward?
I actually don't know. But yeah, like you should give yourself a reward after like achieving a goal or something. Like there's another like framework or like a strategy to achieve your goals. Yeah. Is by breaking it down.
Breaking what down? Like your goals down? Breaking your goals down?
Yeah. Okay. So like let's go back to the running thing again, the 5K thing. Breaking it down, other than being specific, you also break it down by saying, okay, for week 1, I'm going to start running on a treadmill. Like my pace and how long should it take me to run. Yeah. Week 2, I have to be faster or like slightly faster than week 1, right? Yeah. And then for week 3, and then you just start adding it up. And then for month 1, maybe you can run 2K without stopping. Yeah. And then month 2, you can run 4K without stopping. And then month 3, before the marathon, you can run 5K without stopping. And then you're prepared for the marathon. Yeah. And then every week when you achieve your goal, you should give yourself a reward to get you even more motivated.
Do you use any of these frameworks?
I've been trying to, but I feel
which one?
I think with the exercise, I think the issue is sometimes like I still set it too high, like a little bit unrealistic. Because I think the issue with some of the breaking down, like framework is that I'd be like, oh, this is so easy. I can do it like today and I'm done. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like I'd be like, okay, so actually let's use Duolingo. I'm learning lesson 1 and be like, this is so easy. I'm going to do more. But then maybe I'm really busy next day. And then I really don't have time to like sit down and focus on what I'm learning. I'm just there to get my streak done. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's like an issue for me.
So do you like incorporate the, like you said, the SMART framework and the micro goal framework that you're talking about into your goals?
I've been trying to do it for this year's. Okay. Resolution.
I'm very curious to see how that works out because I think I've like, you know, on TikTok, on like all of these apps, there's like these shortcuts or these hacks, like you said, these frameworks that kind of help keep you motivated. But I think for me, it kind of clouds things. But I think that might be my problem because like keeping things organized is very good, right? Like keeping, like you said, smart, right? Making sure every goal is attainable, what time frame, stuff like that. That's very good for your goals. But for me, it's like it's added on an extra little step, you know, because like now daily I have to check it off, or like weekly or whatever. So I do want to like incorporate these. So I'm very curious to see how the frameworks and how your resolutions are achieved. So I think maybe for like 2020, like for the next year's episode, we should go back. We should revisit our previous year's goals.
So have the audience hold us accountable, or have this podcast episode.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So see if we like, you know, achieve them. So do you want to share your New Year's resolutions, or should I go first?
You can go first. Well, let me go
okay. So my resolution, the first one was I had categories. So the first one is weight loss and health. So I'm currently, I'm a little chunky right now. I'm currently 82 kilograms.
You want to announce that?
Who cares? I'm 82.
Okay.
On a bad day, I'm 82. On a good day, I'm 81.8. So, losing weight is the key for me, and I don't want to do it by healthy eating, because in my head, I like eating and I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
But weight and like looking good is very important to me. So by doing that, I want to keep eating how I want to eat, or I mean, dial it back sometimes, obviously, but working out is a very big thing that I want to do. So I've set myself a goal, or when it was my birthday, I set myself a goal to run either a marathon or a trail run, like a professional, like, you know, you got to sign up, it's timed, you know, rewards, stuff like that. And I've already done it. I've done a trail run, but I plan to do more. So next week, 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, I have signed up for a 20-kilometer run, which is a half marathon, which isn't too hard, but I think my goal is to lose 10 kilograms, but I think setting these micro goals, like to run marathons, to like run professional races, helps me achieve that. So I've been training, because if I don't train, I'm gonna die.
But have you been losing weight though?
Yeah, I've been losing weight. So like right now I'm at 82. So I think I was at 84. So I've lost 2 kilograms, right? Okay. Yeah. But you know, I think it's a slow process, you know, especially with like running, because you don't want to lose too much weight. Yeah. You know, so my goal is to ultimately lose 10 kilograms before the year ends. So I'm keeping this very, very, like, you know, it's definitely achievable. Especially when I run more and more races, right? Because I'm kind of going up. So in the summertime, I like to run in the summertime, because wintertime I get lazy. So during the summertime, I've signed up for 2 races, I think, which is pretty good. So the second goal that I have for myself is to be more mindful, and I want to do that by like meditating, right? Not like meditating, but like just kind of getting into a better headspace. Yeah. We talked about this in the sleep episode. Link below. Got to push our podcast, right? That like I do want to be more mindful and get more have my mental health a little bit better, because I think I am in my head a lot. Some days when I wake up, I don't feel great. I don't feel motivated. A little bit depressed. So doing some research, I found out that meditation really helps with that. So like apps like Calm or Headspace. So I currently use Headspace. But the thing is, when I'm using Headspace, I realize that I can't really keep myself, like I get distracted. Like I think I have like ADHD or something, you know, like I listen and I either fall asleep or I just kind of think too much, and then I get really like, my body gets really antsy. So what helps with that is like using VR. So my goal for this year is to kind of have one meditation session every week. Okay. You know, and while doing that, to keep myself actually focused on meditating and like being mindful, I want to use my Vive Focus Vision to like kind of help with that. So like I can't really do those meditation apps. I've tried them, doesn't really work for me. For me, like I use like the kayak VR Mirage, like that kayaking experience. Yeah. I think games gamifying it. Games like that really help me focus because, there's no mechanics. You're just rowing and you don't have to go anywhere, but it's just rowing. And then just hearing like the meditation kind of teaching you how to kind of control your heartbeat, kind of how to feel, feel your emotions, kind of like let them exit through your toes. Getting to do that while playing a game in VR and kind of being transported somewhere else, for me, really helps me with that. Yeah. Something else is finance. I feel like people are scared to talk about finance. Especially, really? I don't think people don't like talking about money and stuff like that. But whatever. For me, I want to focus on investing because I'm in a very lucky situation where all I have to do is I have to pay my rent and I don't have to, put my money in other places. I don't have to take care of my family. So I think all the excess money, like I do want to like invest it, right? Because that way money grows exponentially, right? So that is one of my goals this year. And I've been doing that. So I don't have a lot of money lying around. Well, I don't have a lot of money in particular, but I don't have a lot of money lying around because it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. Also, like I said, we talked about this, like self-improvement, right? Like I do want to try these frameworks out if I can. Going to try and use the Habit Rabbit app. I found out about this month. So I want to keep that going, like kind of setting these gamifying resolutions or gamifying everyday tasks you have to do to keep yourself occupied or keep yourself accountable. And last one, social life. Because for me, I had a very homebody 2024. Is it 2024 now or 2025? 25. Yeah, I had a very homebody 2024, and I kind of want to break out of that shell. So I'm hosting more game nights. I'm hosting like hangouts with my friends. It started off as weekly, but it kind of devolved into monthly. Yeah. But I want to like kind of do these hangouts and whatever keeps it fresh. So it's either game nights, board games, or movie nights. And recently, for New Year's, during the day, we played, some of my friends at work, we played VR Pictionary. Okay. Which is really cool. Do you know Pictionary? Yeah. So essentially, you put on like a VR headset, and then you kind of check like what prompt, like what you're drawing, and then you draw it in Tilt Brush. Yeah. And then you have it broadcast on the TV. And then people can guess, right? And I think it's more fun than like Pictionary because you're just drawing on a piece of paper, right? You can make it 3D, you can add colors, bam, bam, bam. So I'm trying to host more of these VR game nights, because I love board games and I love game nights. I think VR could kind of mix them together. Yeah. So those are my goals for this year. What about you?
I don't want to share like too much.
Oh, my bad.
No. Like, I don't mind sharing, but I think that as we were talking about, like, the sharing your goals and having that negative energy.
Yeah. So no negative energy, please.
Like, I don't mind sharing some of the ones I don't mind telling people, but one of them.
So these aren't all your goals. These are some of them.
Some of them, yeah. Cool. So I did the bingo resolution thing. So one of them was because, like, I want to start working out more. So I gave myself a goal to run a marathon. Like, not a full marathon, but I think it's 7 kilometers.
Start off slow, yeah.
Yeah. So I signed up for one in April and one in May.
Wait, you signed up for 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
So in order to do well for those marathon, it's not like a competitive marathon sort of running, but I still have to get in shape or
like a running race.
Yeah, I have to practice for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've been working out every week. Like, I don't really have a very strict schedule.
It's not frameworked out.
Yeah. I don't have to be run Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something. Whenever I have time, then I do a quick run. I do 2 to 3 kilometers, max usually 2, but yeah. So 2 kilometers on a treadmill, and I do that 2 to 3 times a week. And then if the weather is good on the weekends, I would go like hiking, like outdoor hiking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how have you been doing that like every week? How has that been going?
So now we're 3 weeks into January. So yes, I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks.
That's good. That's good. And see, this is my problem with these frameworks, even though I really want to try them out. It's like these frameworks were designed by people that doesn't sound like they have lives to me. Like, how are you supposed to keep this up for a year? You know what I mean? Like, this is what I like about your goals. It's like, it doesn't have to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, we got lives. Like, stuff comes up. So, like, I think as long as you set goals, like, oh, this week I want to run however many kilometers or however many miles. You know, if you can achieve that in your week, then I think that's great.
I think another thing about setting goals is that you have to be very flexible. You can't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because let's say I've failed to like work out Wednesday or Friday, or maybe just this week in general. I can't go like, oh, like, damn it, I like missed it.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
100%.
It would make you want to stop. Like,
yeah. Who cares? Don't give yourself pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should be very flexible with how you're like dealing or like planning your goals as well. Like, don't be too hard on yourself because it might like have like an opposite effect.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm actually very curious about your races. So when you've got 2 races signed up, so they're like 7 kilometers. Are they like on like an open road, or are they like?
The first one is a 7 kilometers. It's a trail run.
Wait, that's hard though.
Yeah.
Because that's not 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's different. So when I'm on a treadmill, I set my treadmill on a slope, the highest slope. So like I think it's 12. I'm not sure. It's different for all, like every treadmill, but mine is like the highest is 12. And then I set my speed at like 5.0. So it's like fast walking.
Yeah.
I'm not running. Fast walk.
Just an FYI, when it's 7 kilometers on a trail run, it's actually projected to be around 14 or 13 kilometers on like a flat road.
Yeah.
So you're actually running a lot more than 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got those signed up, and you're like training for them by gymming, treadmilling on up like an open incline.
Yeah. And then the second one to like keep this momentum going. I don't want to go higher. I just want to keep maintaining this exercise routine. I signed up for a 3.5 kilometer run. It's for fun though. It's not like competitive or anything with my friends. And I just signed up for this like short run. Cool. But it's like a flat one.
We should sign up for something like
Marathon?
a run. Like a running race. Marathons are too far. They're 42. But we can do like a running race, like a 15 or a 20, whatever. We can figure it out.
Yeah. So another one of my goals, hang out with my friends in like a new city or country.
Hang out with your old friends in a new city? Oh, okay.
In a new city or country. So like
that's a good one. Wow.
So like to make sure that, you know, it's as you get older, it's harder to maintain your friendship, right? Because you all have your own life, work, everything. Some people are married, have kids, right? So this was kind of like a mutual goal among like
your friend group.
My friend group, yeah. So earlier this year, or like the second day of like New Year's, we met up in Hong Kong together.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's not like a new city. But like we were also planning like a trip maybe in like Europe, and you know, it's just like let's all meet at one new location. Yeah.
So Hong Kong was kind of like a trial vacay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was some of my friends' home. Like they grew up in Hong Kong. So it doesn't really
just starting
count
out. Just
for
having
them. Yeah.
That's a really what? My goals all sound like old people goals. Like, oh, save some money. Like your goals sound really fun. New city. So what new city? You're not sure yet.
We're
right?
not sure yet. Yeah. Okay. But like I also thought about doing like a virtual hangout. Maybe it's not their thing. Yeah. Because like when I proposed that idea, they were like, "Sorry, what?"
For sure.
Maybe because like I don't know, but another one is to meet 5 new friends, and then I think that could be either in real life or virtual.
Oh, okay. So,
meeting,
expand your social circle.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah. So like my current friend group, they're not interested in like exploring the virtual world.
Is that the friend? Wait, that's not the friend group that goes into the VR parties, right?
No.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah. So like maybe I can also make friends in like a VR world or like VR chat, right? VR chat is really easy to meet new people and strangers and stuff like that.
What would be interesting, I would like to see this, is like if you merge your 2 friend groups, the friend group that likes VR and the other friend group that's not as accustomed to gaming or virtual reality. Like merging them might be interesting, right? Like inviting them to your VR party. Let them meet new people, you know? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, well, but I was saying, right, they're not interested.
Oh, you've asked?
Yeah.
What part of them, like what part of VR are they not really interested in, or what's turning
like,
them off from?
I don't know. It's not for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Or like vice versa. People aren't out there to, like they don't want to meet new people. So yeah. So why force your goals on other people?
Oh, so it's not so much the VR part. It's more so the meeting meeting people online.
It's just not their thing. Another resolution goal is something I've been struggling for a very, very long time.
Is it alcoholism? Sorry, what have you been struggling with?
I think a lot of girls can relate. It's having like a very organized like closet. Or like having, you know, we tell ourselves, oh, we don't need this extra t-shirt. We don't need this extra pair of jeans. We have something similar.
I feel that.
But we still like buy it when it's on sale, or, you know, it's so cute. Like, how can you not have it, right?
For sure. Well, you can't ignore a bargain, right? You know what I mean?
Right? It's like you're saving money, technically.
You're saving money by spending money. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That. But yeah, that's like an issue I've been struggling with. Like every year I tell myself, like, I'm gonna buy less and like really focus on what I already have and have like a very organized closet. But every time I get home, like all my clothes are like scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Bed, ground, chair, you know, we all have that chair. We all have that like.
Oh, it's a chair. Oh, mine is a sofa.
Okay,
just full of crap.
Yeah, we all have that, right?
Everyone does.
It's probably worse for most girls because we have more stuff. And so, like, another one of my major goals for this year is to, like, to buy less. Yes. I'm not going to be hard on myself, like, oh, only 5 piece or, like, 10 piece.
Don't quantify that.
I'm not. But I'm telling myself, like, I have to sell or get rid of some of my current ones that I don't wear anymore.
Yeah.
Before I buy something new. So like
that's a great goal, because you get to buy new stuff, but you're also throwing out the old stuff or selling the old stuff.
Yeah.
So your closet consumption is the same.
Yeah, because I know it's pretty much impossible to tell myself not to buy anything new or like, you know, just wear whatever you have.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm trying to keep it realistic or like achievable, but like in order to have something new, I have to get rid of something first. So recently, I've sold my camera. Like this camera, this is not clothing, but like even for like objects or like for hobbies, right? So I recently sold a camera that I haven't been using for like 3 years now. I bought it in 2021. I haven't touched it since. Well, I used it like a few times, and then it's been just sitting in my closet.
But you were selling an old item to buy a new item.
Not exactly, though.
Oh.
Like, I want to wait.
Okay.
And it feels nice to, like, clear things out. Yeah.
The clutter, right?
The clutter, yeah. So I'm, like, saving that money maybe for a future purchase, but right now, nothing.
Can we just talk about how hard it is to be an adult? Like, look at you adulting, just selling stuff and just saving the money up. Like, you're a good saver. Like, can we just talk about how hard it is to be an adult? Like the whole clothing thing, right? You have a chair with old clothes. My mother used to do that for me, but now I have to just fold clothes. You have to fold clothes now. You know what's crazy about being an adult? Sorry. What's crazy about being an adult? You have to buy socks. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how much it hurt me to buy socks? I was like, I have to spend money on socks. I thought it was just like a fork. Like everyone just has forks lying around. You have to like buy socks. Do you know what I mean?
Should we just change this podcast to on how
adulthood?
to adult?
I'm just saying you're doing a very good job, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And also never quit on your goals. You know, National Quitters Day is behind us. It. You know, we're starting over. You know, just because you quit on some of your goals, let's restart them. I've quit on some of them, but you know, let's like kind of, you know, build ourselves up, build each other up. You're doing good at adulting, Anthea. Say something good about me. All right, so thanks for watching IRL. Let us know what you want to, let us know what other topics you want to hear us talk about. Just leave it in the comments. And yeah, do you have anything you want to say?
No, you got this.
No, you can say the good stuff. Say one good thing about me. Okay, let's just say goodbye then.
Bye.
Bye.